Crown Prince Frederik of Denmark visits Danish soldiers in Latvia. Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene of Monaco attend a ceremony in France. And King Felipe VI of Spain attends a celebration in Malaga. All this and much more coming up next on your Royal Daily News. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra, and this is your Royal Daily News for April 19th, 2023. In Malaga, His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain presided over the meeting of the Reales Maestranzas de Caballería on the occasion of the 450th anniversary of the Real Maestranzas de Caballería de Ronda, RMR. The RMR is a non-profit cultural institution dedicated to the, quote, conservation, dissemination, and investigation of its historical, artistic, and heritage, cultural promotion, and education, end quote. Established in 1573 under the request of King Felipe II as a brotherhood of knights for military purposes, the RMR has transformed over the centuries. Quote, under the influence of the Enlightenment, the RMR established a science academy for the intellectual training of its members, and thus marked the beginning of a natural transformation to what it is today, a 21st century cultural institution, end quote. The day began with His Majesty the King participating in a meeting with members of the RMR. Thereafter, His Majesty the King attended an equestrian show in the Bull Ring and was given a tour of the building where he learned more about the, quote, work of managing the historical and documentary heritage carried out by the RMR institution, end quote. Meanwhile, at Panador de Vigo Airport, His Majesty Emeritus King Juan Carlos I of Spain has returned to, well, Spain. The exiled, disgraced old king stepped off his private jet from London this afternoon to begin his 5-day visit to San Censo, in the municipality of Pontevedra. So why is the old king in Spain? Well, he's there to participate in several regattas aboard his beloved Bribon boat. Yesterday afternoon in Madrid, Their Majesties King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia of Spain presided over the presentation of the Premios Nacionales del Deporte 2021 held at Palacio Real de El Pardo. Established in 1982, the annual Premios Nacionales del Deporte, organized by the Consejo Superior de Deporte, recognizes individuals and organizations that, quote, either through their direct activity or personal initiative or as participants in the development of sports policy, have contributed significantly to promoting or disseminating physical sports activity, end quote. During the ceremony, Their Majesties presented 13 awards, including the Premio Consejo Superior de Deportes, the Premio Nacional Francisco Fernández Ochoa, the Premio Rey Felipe, the Premio Reina Letizia, the Premio Princesa Leonor, and the Premio Infanta Sofia, to name a few. Also on Tuesday, His Serene Highness Prince Albert II of Monaco attended the inauguration of the new Pediatric and Adult Emergency Services Unit at the Princess Grace Hospital Center. In the evening, in Toulon, France, Their Serene Highnesses Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene of Monaco attended the inauguration of the Rugby Hall of Fame / Pantheon of Stars, held at the Zenith. In Bad Berleburg, Germany, it was announced that Their Serene Highnesses Prince Gustav and Princess Karina of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg are expecting their first child, a boy, in early summer 2023 via a surrogate. The press release also noted that, quote, Princess Karina and Prince Gustav are very happy and grateful for this opportunity and thank everyone involved who has helped to find a legally permissible path. In the interest and for the protection of the child, we ask that you refrain from further inquiries. More information will be provided in due course, end quote. After the announcement, Ms. Lene Ballaby, head of communications for the Danish Royal Court, issued a statement on behalf of the family, stating, quote, the royal family is very happy for the couple, end quote. Prince Gustav, who was the only son of Her Royal Highness Princess Benedicte of Denmark and the late His Serene Highness Prince Richard of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg, married Miss Carina Lynn Axelson last June after 19 years together. The couple held their civil wedding ceremony in the Orangery at Schloss Berleburg and their religious wedding ceremony in the private chapel at the Schloss. Princess Carina was born and raised in Northern California. Her father was born in Sweden, and her mother, who is Mexican-American, was born in the United States. Princess Carina also has 2 siblings. She began her successful modeling career in San Francisco, California, after she graduated from high school. Soon, she moved to New York City and eventually Paris. The princess met Prince Gustav at a private dinner party in Paris in late 2003. In Brussels, His Majesty King Philippe of the Belgians, on the occasion of the 75th anniversary of the Central Economic Council, held a meeting with the President of the CEC, the Secretary of the CEC, and the President of the National Labour Council at the Palais Royal. During their meeting, discussions focused on Belgium's socio-economic development, the Belgian model of social engagement, and the challenges facing the Belgian economy and the labor market. Meanwhile, Her Imperial and Royal Highness Princess Astrid of Belgium, Archduchess of Austria-Est, presided over the presentation of the 2023 Queen Elizabeth Medical Foundation for Neurosciences Award ceremony held at the University of Antwerp. In Sassenheim, Her Majesty Queen Maxima of the Netherlands met with individuals decorating floats for the upcoming Bollenstreek Flower Parade at the Klickenberg Hall. During today's visit, Her Majesty the Queen had a chance to decorate several floats, meet with volunteers, and was given a tour of the hall. In Rotterdam, His Majesty King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands, as patron of the Oranje Fund, visited the social enterprise Mix Blix Fund. The Mix Blik Fund, which is supported by the Oranje Fund, provides work for women refugees by, quote, canning their locally produced meals based on their traditional cuisine. As the participants often have difficulty finding a job, working at Mix Blix, they gain experience. The canning factory is a safe workplace where they can develop themselves and allow their talents to flourish. The social enterprise offers women from different countries and food cultures a learning working path, with a focus on motivation, own strength, ownership, and networking. Training in hygiene, catering, PR, communication, administration, and first aid is also part of the course. That way, they get the opportunity to develop professionally, build up a network, and fully participate in Dutch society. End quote. During today's visit, His Majesty the King was given a tour of the factory and kitchen where he met with supervisors and Mix Blix participants who informed the King about the canning production process. On Monday, in Luxembourg City, Their Royal Highnesses Grand Duke Henri and Grand Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg, accompanied by His Royal Highness Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume of Luxembourg, hosted a reception at the Palais Grand Ducal. The reception was held for foreign diplomats in the Grand Duchy, directors of the Luxembourg Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the Minister of the Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jean Asselborn, who will be participating in the upcoming 2023 Diplomatic Conference. The annual conference covers a variety of topics, including, quote, current international issues and the challenges of Luxembourg's foreign policy, end quote. In Stockholm, His Majesty King Carl Gustaf of Sweden received letters of credence from newly appointed ambassadors to Sweden at the Kungliga. The newly appointed ambassadors are from the independent state of Samoa, the Republic of Zambia, the Republic of Korea, and Malaysia. Meanwhile, Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden hiked through the beautiful Sonfjellet National Park this morning. According to the Swedish royal court, today's visit is a part of the Crown Princess's initiative to visit all 30 of Sweden's stunning national parks. On Tuesday, in Oslo, His Majesty King Harald V of Norway presided over the presentation of the Norwegian National Association for Public Health's Research Awards, held at the Norwegian Theatre. The Heart Association Award went to Professor Dan Attar from Oslo University Hospital for his pioneering research in cardiology. The Dementia Research Award went to Associate Professor Evandro Fei Fang from Akershus University Hospital and the University of Oslo. Yesterday morning, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Haakon of Norway arrived in Kautokeino to learn more about the Sami culture, language, and history. The day began with the Crown Prince visiting a newly built primary and secondary school. Whilst there, the Crown Prince officially opened the new school, which has a large sports hall and indoor swimming pool. Thereafter, the Crown Prince visited Sami University, where he sat in on a lecture as well as met with professors and students. In Latvia, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Frederick of Denmark visited Danish soldiers at Camp Valdemar at the Adazi military base outside of Riga. According to the Danish royal court, during his visit, the Crown Prince was welcomed by the commander of the Mechanized Brigade, Colonel Sandris Gaugers, and the commander of the Multinational Division North, Major General Flemming Matheson. Thereafter, the Crown Prince was given a tour of the camp and met with soldiers who, quote, informed him about their work and everyday life, end quote. The Crown Prince also visited the Adazi military base training ground and gave a speech to the Danish soldiers before returning home. Yesterday, in Copenhagen, the Crown Prince was preparing for the upcoming royal run, which will take place on May 29th in cities such as Herning, Copenhagen, Frederiksberg, and Nyborg, to name a few. So far, over 89,000 individuals have signed up to participate in the family fun event. Well done, everyone. Anyway, yesterday, the Crown Prince revealed the 2023 Royal Run Medal. The medal is made from recycled acrylic sheets, and the medal ribbon is produced from PET material, made from used water and soda bottles, melted down and made into textile fibers. In Abu Dhabi, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the ruler of Abu Dhabi and the President of the United Arab Emirates, held a meeting with His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan and His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II of Jordan at Al Bayt Palace yesterday morning. During their meeting, discussions focused on, the usual stuff, the close historic ties between the United Arab Emirates and the Kingdom of Jordan. They also exchanged greetings and best wishes on the occasion of the approaching Eid al-Fitr, wishing the people of the United Arab Emirates and the Kingdom of Jordan much health, happiness, love and light, stability, and prosperity. After their meeting, which was also attended by His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan of Abu Dhabi, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, and a bunch of other sheikhs, they attended an iftar banquet held in His Majesty the King's honor. And finally, in Papayete, Tahiti, not Tahiti, Tahiti, His Majesty King Tuheita, the Maori King, attended the investiture ceremony of King Palmer XI at the Hilton Hotel, Tahiti. Now, I know some people may believe this is some sort of joke, but for many Tahitians, it isn't. The overall goal of the investiture ceremony of the new king is to establish the Principality of Palmer, as well as to bring back, quote, Mahi identity and cultural heritage, end quote, according to a press release. Having King Tuheita attend the investiture and participate in the signing ceremony formally recognizing the Royal House of Palmer and the Principality of Palmer gives the new princely family some, legitimacy. According to the Tahitian newspaper La Dépêche, the signing of the recognition of the Principality of Monaco, quote, addressed to the authorities at the United Nations so that the Principality is well recognized, end quote. In his first speech as the king of the Principality, which he should be known as the sovereign prince, since a principality is not a kingdom, but whatever, it's his show, I'm just watching, stated, quote, this signature is an acknowledgement of the principality that the politicians wanted to erase. It is so unacceptable that our royal families are poor and destitute. In my capacity as heir to the crown, it is my duty to pass on to the future generations of our Maohai custom, our identity, and cultural heritage. End quote. Anyway, there's already a prime minister of this new principality, and his name is Gilles, who apparently has already made a list of people who will, quote, form his government, and he is awaiting diplomatic recognition in order to set up an economic project tailored to our culture and our needs, end quote. So, you may be wondering, where will the principality be located? I mean, after all, there are thousands of islands and atolls in the Society Islands. Will the king stake claim on the teeny tiny island of Maupiti? Or perhaps the island of Akamaru? Nope, not even close. His Majesty, the King of the Principality of Monaco, has chosen the island of Moorea. Yes, the honeymoon destination of Moorea. So let me be very clear. His Majesty the King of the Principality of Monaco doesn't want the entire island of Moorea, just a majority of it, specifically an area known as Urufara, located in the upper valley of Moorea in the district of Papatawai. So there you have it. There's a new king, and it's not King Charles. This poor guy. The Principality of Monaco. Oh my goodness. Lord. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow on Thursday, April 20th, with all the latest royal news. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful evening and a great day tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Take care, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.